On today's town hall agenda, we have a full agenda. There's a lot of information today, so please make sure that you are watching this carefully, reaching out if you have any questions. We start off with shoutouts. We have the business. So we have important upcoming dates, reminders about Operoo, PupilPath, MyStudent NYC schools accounts, the NX report card codes and resolving them, attendance, assessments, updates on blended learning requirements if you're coming back to the building whenever we do reopen, updates on the high school application process, and what we know and what we don't know, and then our BC open house. Please stay tuned for a fun-filled town hall. Thank you. Shoutouts today. Happy Hanukkah to everyone in our community who is celebrating. Shout out to Miss Oliveri and Miss Matt for helping me set up circle work this week and the last couple weeks and next week. Thank you, I appreciate it. And shout out to all of our November students of the month. We haven't had town hall for a few weeks now, so belated birthday to some of you and happy birthday to the rest of you. Happy birthday to Cameron Barrett, Isabel Connell, Andrew Dominique, Jean Dorlis, Adori Harris, Giovanni Lightfoot, Kenyon London, Alex Maldonado, Warren Moore, Damian Oddie, Elijah Reyes, Rashawn Richards, Emmanuel Sarfo, Lila Ray Schultz, Joshua St. McCary, Ahmed Taha, David Walcott, and happy birthday to Miss Rudor. Happy birthday, everyone. I'd like to congratulate our 6th grade students of the month for November: Isaiah Weir, Sadia Mentor, Michaela Hope, David Stewart, Tony Edwards, Anthony Baptiste Jr., Kenya Jones, Trinity Burke Joseph, and Malia Abdullah Muhammad. Thank you for exhibiting our prep values, being prepared, respectful, engaged, and persistent every day. Congratulations. Shout out to our 7th grade students of the month for the month of November: Brandon Gillespie, Tessan Dixon, Emmanuel Martinez, Jaden Lyon, Maharis Islam, and Josiah Frankson. Thank you for your hard work and your effort in logging in for remote learning. Thank you for being persistent in completing your work. Congratulations. Keep up the great work. And shout out to our 8th grade students of the month: Andre Anderson, Cordell Cadigan, Ronantha Wishart, Rochelle Joseph, Aziz Thompson, Shania Jones, Stanicia John, and Carson Roban. Thank you for your hard work and your effort. Keep it up. Congratulations, everyone. Have a great day. And our important upcoming dates include the My School letters are going to be distributed on Monday, December 14th. More on that in a little bit. Our middle school open house is next Wednesday, and our NEST program open house is next Thursday. Our PTA meeting is on Monday, December 21st. The winter recess is from the 24th through January 3rd, and then progress reports will be distributed on January 8th via PupilPath. All right, everyone, so just a couple of reminders about a number of different things. Today we have a lot of information that I need you to pay close attention to. The first is about Operoo and the lunch forms. I know that there's been a lot of emails and phone calls and letters and robocalls. It is very important that we get this information, which is why there have been so many calls, and we can stop calling as soon as we get everything that we need. The blue cards are incredibly important. That is the information that gives us the contact information for families, both in case of emergency and for academic concerns. So parents, if you would like to hear from your child's teachers, we need to make sure that we have updated contact information. So if you have not completed the blue card on Operoo, please do so. Ms. Petrata in our main office has sent out emails with all the information you need. If you need anything else, if you have questions about it, you can email her. It's jpetrota, jpetrotta, at brooklynsea.org. I will put that information, you can find that information on our website as well under staff. The COVID-19 testing forms, those are in Operoo as well. students, even if you are not coming to the building, we are asking all families to fill those out. You can decline it if you are fully remote in that system. You can just write "I decline consent," but that way we have a record of it, that you've seen it, that you understand it. So please do have ask your parents to fill those out if they haven't done so. Crew teachers have access to who's done it and who hasn't, so you can ask your crew teacher if they know if you have it on file or not. And lastly, the media consent form. That's important if we want to publish pictures. It's something we do every year, and most people do turn it in. We are working remotely, so it's a little bit different this year. But please do submit that media consent form as soon as possible as well. The lunch forms, there's only a handful of people that still have to do the lunch forms. It's all done online. I did it this year for my son. There's a link on our website. If you need that information, you can also contact our main office. You can contact Ms. Romano, hromano at brooklynsea.org, HROMANO at brooklynsea.org, and Ms. Romano can get you whatever information you need. Lastly, if you have outstanding immunization documentation, Ms. Bessoni in our main office, Ms. Josephine, has contacted families, has sent letters, has emailed. Please contact her with the updated immunization records as soon as possible. Students are going to be excluded from instruction if they do not complete that information. Thank you. Moving on, PupilPath and the MyStudent NYC schools accounts. So we've also, I'll start with the MyStudent NYC schools accounts. We've started, we've sent emails with this information. This is going to parents, whatever email we have on file. Parents, the MyStudent NYC schools account is very important because it is your portal to the DOE, basically. And so that account will be active for as long as your child is enrolled in New York City schools. It has the attendance information, it has the report cards. So report cards are being distributed digitally via that portal this year. And so if you do not have this account set up, you can't access your child's report cards, which were distributed already this year once. You also get notifications from the city regarding things like school closures or school openings, COVID testing related information. So please make sure you have that account set up. You do need an account code along with your student's OSIS number or student ID in order to add them to your account, which we can provide you. If you have any information about that, need any information about that, you can contact Mr. Seifela. That's yseifela at brooklynsea.org. It says right here. You can also give consent for the COVID-19 testing on the that page, or decline consent on that page. So please make sure that you are logging into that account. If you need that information, I will send another email out to parents with your child's account creation code in it. So please make sure that you have set it up. PupilPath codes. So we distributed PupilPath codes to students who have requested them, to families who have requested them. I'm going to be sending another email out today, hopefully with the account creation codes for both students and parents. So please look out for that if you do not have your PupilPath account set up yet. If you are unfamiliar with PupilPath, it is the account that we use to put our grades in. It's our online gradebook. Right, so your teachers will be entering grades weekly throughout the year. You can check those grades that are put in. Parents, you can see where your child is. That is how progress reports are issued via PupilPath. And so please make sure that you are checking your PupilPath account. You can also message your child's teachers through PupilPath if you can't find their email address, which is all on our staff page on our website. But you can message teachers directly through there as well. NX report card codes. All right, so students, if you have an NX on a report card in any subject, that means that you did not complete the work that you need to demonstrate mastery of what was taught in that course. All right, so report cards were distributed to families through those NYC schools accounts on November 17th for the first marking period. Students who received an NX code in any subject or multiple subjects will not get credit for that course. You need credit for the course in order to be promoted to the next grade. All right, so if you have an NX, it means that you are not currently on track for promotion to 7th grade, 8th grade, or high school. So those things need to be cleared up. They can't sit there forever on your report card. You need to clear them up as quickly as possible. So students, here's how you do that. If you've got an NX, it most likely means that you haven't completed the weekly portfolio tasks. Those assessments in every one of your classes are how your grade is determined. Right? So it shows mastery in your classes. And so you need to make sure you go back and look at your classes that you got an NX in and look at those portfolio tasks, look at the feedback that teachers have put on there, and make sure you resolve those. Once you've resubmitted those, or once you have submitted them for the first time, it will be helpful to email teachers to give them a heads up, because they get a lot of notifications in Google Classroom, and they're not necessarily looking back at your work from September every day. All right, so that's a lot of work to put on them. So you need to make sure that you are taking care of what you are expected to do every week, especially moving forward, but also when you're resolving these outstanding tasks. If you are going through and not doing these tasks and getting to the end of the year, then it's not going to be good for your promotion. Students who ended up in this position in the spring ended up going to summer school to resolve these things. Some students had to resolve them the following year. So please make sure that you are doing what you need to do. If you have questions about that, always reach out to me, Ms. D, your teachers, okay? Crew teachers. Attendance. All right, just a reminder that students, if you're working remotely, you must be logging into your classes. That's how attendance is taken. Please do submit that daily attendance Google form that's posted to your class of 2021, 2022, 2023 Google Classroom. I post it every single morning. And you can go in and submit attendance that way. That way I have a record that you are present for the day, but your attendance is taken in the live instruction with your teachers. They take attendance every single period, as you should know. All right, so that attendance is taken. Most teachers take it at the beginning of their live instructional time. Some teachers get a snapshot from Zoom or from Meet at the end of it, saying what time you logged in or when you logged in. So you can think of our daily attendance form as a backup to that, because I will look to see if you were present, if they missed you on the attendance, and then I will go and I will audit your account to see if you logged into the Meet. You really need to make sure that you are doing this, because the other thing that we've seen is the students who are not logging in for the live instruction are the students who don't understand what's happening, and the students that are getting NX codes because they can't complete their weekly portfolio tasks. So it has a direct impact on your ability to master the work that you're doing. You know, you're still in school despite the fact that you're at home. All right, and you have to meet a minimum number of hours to be promoted and a minimum amount of work to be promoted. So please, if you have questions, ask your teachers, ask me, ask Ms. D, ask anybody at the school. We are all willing to help. If you do not understand the bell schedule, please reach out. I'm going to show you this really quickly. Okay. So as a reminder, whenever you have a teacher on your schedule, okay, so not the periods that are asynchronous, like the circle work that's on your own time, or the gym that's on your own time. We have synchronous instruction for the first 25 minutes of the period. All right, so if you go on, if you have a class first period, you have math first period, but you should be logging in by 8:45 a.m. Okay, you go to that Google Classroom, all right, the link is posted there. Some teachers use recurring links, some teachers are posting new links every day, but everybody's posting that link in the Google Classroom, so you need to go there and join that Meet or join that Zoom, whichever platform the teacher uses, and join in your pod if they're also posting in your pod, and for that live synchronous instruction. That means synchronous is at the same time, all right? Not only should you be there, but you should be actively participating, all right? So if they're asking questions, okay, you are answering questions. You are joining your pod and completing the work in your pod. And going to a classroom and then turning off your camera and your mic and walking away for 20 minutes, it does not count as being present in the class, so you need to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. Okay? The asynchronous time at the end of the period is time for you to do the work that's assigned to you. So you have asynchronous time every period. You also have fully asynchronous periods. So there should be a lot of time built into your day for you to get some of this work done that teachers are assigning, if you're following your schedule carefully. All right? Okay. Assessments. So we have already spoken about assessments. We've spoken about why they're important. They let us know how you're doing. They help us monitor the effectiveness of our instruction, especially in this remote environment. We've talked about why you need to take them seriously, why you need to make sure that you're taking them with fidelity, and not cheating in some way, shape, or form, or not receiving assistance in some way, shape, or form. And I also want to remind you that there is time built into your schedule for the assessments. The last two we've taken were the Math Matters assessment on last Friday, and the DRP, which was 2 weeks ago, Monday, on the 23rd of, not the 20th, I think it was the 20th. It might have been the 23rd. Yes, the 23rd of November. It is really important that you take the time that we are providing you to do these assessments to get them done. That way you're not trying to make up them at the same time as portfolio tasks, at the same time as other work, at the same time as logging into live instruction. You can't do it. Okay? So make sure that you are continuously staying on top of what you're supposed to do and using the time provided for you for these assessments to complete them. The Math Matters test was administered last Friday. If you have not completed it yet, you should be able to log in and do it today. The window closes today. Okay, so we try and give you plenty of time to do these things and log in and make sure that we schedule them in advance so that way you can complete them. And if there's anybody that misses it, they have time, but this is the time. So if you haven't done the Math Matters assessment, please complete it today. Okay, and submit it. If you have questions, you can reach out to your math teachers or Mr. Eisenberg. And the DRP assessment, which was administered on a Monday in November, 2-3 weeks ago before Thanksgiving, that window is a longer window. It closes next week, but we really need that data in. We're monitoring our progress as a school with that data, and we are monitoring the effectiveness of our instruction and making changes to what we are doing based on how you perform on this. So if we don't have your data, we can't accurately inform our instruction and support what you need. So please complete it with fidelity, complete it honestly. The username and password for that assessment is in your BSEA email. It's been sent a couple of times. I will send it again. I will send a reminder to your parents again to ask you to complete that as well if you are missing it. So please make sure you do so as soon as possible. Blended learning requirement updates. Okay. So we don't have a date, as you know, for returning to the building. We don't know when the building will reopen. We haven't heard any plans whatsoever, so we are waiting to hear from that. What we do know, however, is that one, COVID-19 testing will be occurring weekly in schools, not just for yellow zone schools, but every school in New York City moving forward. And that all students in the building are required to have that weekly consent form on file. Okay? You can't decline consent if you're in the building. If you decline consent, you're fully remote. If you don't have that form on file, meaning you just didn't fill it out, you are also going to be moved fully remote for the rest of the school year. So it is very important that if you are in blended learning, that you complete that weekly COVID-19 testing form, or you will not be permitted to remain in blended learning. Okay, you'll be moved to a fully remote instructional program. How can you complete that form, you ask? Well, your parents can via Operoo. All right, so those are the accounts that we spoke about earlier in this video. The Operoo accounts are managed by Ms. Bertrand in the main office, so you can email her for the information that you need to get online. She's also emailed us out multiple times, so you can probably find an email from her in your inbox already or your spam folder. You can fill out the paper consent and bring it with you on the first day that you return, or you can do it in the MyStudent NYC Schools account. That's different from my schools. MyStudent NYC Schools account. If you go in there, there's a drop-down menu that says consent, and then there's a big green box that says COVID-19 consent, weekly testing consent. All right, so please make sure you complete those forms if you would like to remain in blended learning. Most of you have done that. There are a handful of you who haven't. Lastly, students that are in blended learning must be present for their days. So this is the other thing that has been clarified for us, because there have been students that are absent on one of the days of the week, so absent on a Monday, but present on a Wednesday, absent on a Thursday, but they were there on the Tuesday. And if you're not consistently present on the days that you were supposed to be there, barring you being sick, and then you will be moved to a fully remote program for the remainder of the year. You're holding a seat that if you were not present for that seat, then we could be doing other things programmatically, and so you must be coming in. If you want to be in blended learning, if you want your children to attend blended learning, that's completely fine. We understand that decision, and we will do everything we can to make sure that we accommodate those things. That's for students who are already enrolled in blended learning, but you must be present on those days. So it's not, I just want to log in remotely today. That's not, you can't do that. If you're in blended learning, you can't just submit the attendance form or log in for the one meet that you have, or log in and do some work. You must be present. So keep that in mind. If you are not showing up for that, whenever we do go back that first week, then you will be moved to a fully remote program. High schools, 8th graders, 8th grade families. So again, we do not have a date for when the actual application process will begin or end for our high schools. We've shared this, and we shared an update at the last PTA meeting as well. However, we do want to let you know that we did receive word yesterday that families will be receiving the My Schools letters in the mail, whatever address is on file with the DOE, this coming Monday, December 14th. Those letters will start arriving. If you don't receive it on Monday, and you might receive it on Tuesday, if you don't receive it at all, you probably don't have the correct address on file with the DOE, which we can update if you contact Ms. Fogarty in the main office. It's P. Fogarty, Fogarty, at brooklynsea.org. She does need proof of it, address change, so there's a couple of different things that she'll need. You can reach out to her and she'll let you know exactly what we need. But those letters will be coming. Those letters have the instructions for how to set up the My Schools account. My Schools account is separate from the MyStudent account. The My Schools account is the account that you use for applications for kindergarten, for middle school, and for high school, all right, and for pre-K. So if you already have a child in the last couple of years that you've enrolled into a program, if you've enrolled into a middle school or an elementary school, you might already have a My Schools account set up, all right? What you need to do is make sure that you have your 8th grade students added to your account, okay? And so you'll need a specific code for that, and that code is coming to you physically in the mail, and should start arriving on Monday. So please, the first step that you need to take, 8th grade parents and 8th grade students, to remind your parents and support them in this, is to set up the My Schools account. All right, so you're going to use that, go to the My Schools website, which the link is on our website. I'll show you in a second. And you're going to set up that account. Pretty easy to set up. Again, I've done it for my son. You just put your contact information in, your email address, phone number, and then you will need an account creation code for your student, which is coming from the DOE directly to your house. If you have questions about this, you can reach out to Ms. Oliveri, D. Oliveri, Oliveri, at brooklynsea.org. You should also be mindful of the fact that Ms. Oliveri sends regular emails as soon as she gets information from anything regarding the high school application process, or as soon as she gets anything about the open houses or anything like that. She sends it via PupilPath. So if you don't have that PupilPath account set up, it's very important, especially 8th grade families, that you do set up those accounts. Students, that you set up your accounts if you don't have it set up. That way you can get those emails and know when things are happening. There's not really one place where all the open house information is currently. So as it comes to us, we send it out. I'm also putting it on our website, so I'll show you that in a second. After you've set up your My Schools account, what you should be doing is going through the high school application information to understand the process. I have a high school application page on our website that has pretty much everything you need to know regarding the process itself. You know, some of it is outdated because it's about what it was like in years past, and we don't have current information. But as far as applying to schools, that's probably not going to change very much. Just deadlines, dates, and then some of the admission requirements may actually change for different programs. You can also visit the DOE's high school website for obviously the most up-to-date information that's public. The high school directory is what you use to identify schools and search through different schools and programs you're interested in attending. If you want to know more about the process or the directory or anything how to use it, 8th graders, there was a town hall last month or the month before that has all that information. I'll repost it in your Google Classroom, but you can also find it on our website and on our YouTube channel. Then it'll say high school information. Lastly, what you should be doing is attending open houses. A lot of schools will prioritize students based off of their attendance to open houses. Everything's virtual now, so it's even easier to attend. So you can register for those events in advance, and then you attend the Zoom meeting, you attend the meet, whatever it is, and they will give you information about the school. Even if you're not interested in a school, even if you might be interested in it, or it might sound interesting to you, you should attend, because we will prioritize people based off of their attendance on that. So it's also just good experience to get to know what else is out there. There's a lot of schools in New York City, and it's a lot to wade through. So please make sure that you are doing your due diligence to do that by yourself and make sure that you know everything that's out there and what options are available to you. All right, I want to show you really briefly our high school page. Sure that still see you. Yes. Okay. So this is our website, www.brooklynsea.org. Make sure you put the www in. And students, there's a high school information page underneath students. And so there's an update, 12/11 update. Application information and My School's account codes will be distributed by the Department of Education on December 14th. I should probably put to your mail. All right. So the actual portal is not open again, but you can get a sense for how it works. And there's videos that tell you about the high school application process and how it works. You also have the DOE's website, which my link is dead down here, but you can go to the DOE's website for more information. There's a link here that will take you there. The high school open house information. So this is the information that Ms. Oliver is sending out via PupilPath. I'm trying to copy it as it's sent out to us and putting it all right here on this one website so you can see. So for City Polytech, High School for Engineering, Architecture, and Technology, this is a UTech High School, I believe. They have They have open houses tomorrow, December 12th, and on Monday, December 14th. All right, so you're able to attend those. There's a link to join that meet right here. And the Science Skills Center High School, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 upcoming open house events. The first one is tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. All right, so you can register for anything related to these open houses via their links individually. If you click on this, it'll take you to the PDF. Please make sure that you are attending virtual open houses. Again, even if you're not positive that you want to go to that school, it's good to just get a feel for what's out there. The other thing I wanted to let you know was under the high school information, you do have the high school guide, high school directory, right? So this high school directory is how you can search for schools, and you can narrow it by a number of different things. You can narrow it by what trains are nearby. You can narrow it by the size of the school, how many kids are in it, what big school, small school, what sports they offer, what other interest areas you have, the type of school it is, the type of admissions process, the borough that's in. Right, so you can narrow things down a lot that way. You can also just put in a zip code and see what's near you. Alright, so it's near us. Once you click on these things, and again, you can go into our other town hall for more information on this. And it'll tell you more information about the program, the overview, gives you some data about the program, and tells you about their academic programs, their enrichment programs, and then other information about them. And then within that, there will be separate programs that you can apply to in different schools. So one school might have one program, another might have 15 programs. It depends on the size of the school and what kind of school it is. All right. So 8th grade students, if you haven't watched that town hall, please go back and do so. We'll also be holding some additional high school workshops once we get more information on the application process. Lastly, 8th graders, while I have you in your attention, hoodie sizes, and a number of you have been asking me about the hoodies and asking when these things are going to arrive or what these things are. And we can't order the hoodies until everyone fills out that form and gives us the size that they need so that we get the right things for everyone. Please encourage your friends to do so. Some of you got on it right away, and some people still haven't done it. So if you talk to anybody, make sure that they've ordered their hoodies. And put in their hoodie size. That form is in Google Classroom. All right, it says under senior year or 8th grade year, and you can fill it out. That way Ms. Petrata has that. Shameless plug for our open house next week. We have our open houses for incoming 6th graders, so current 5th graders, next Wednesday and Thursday. Next Wednesday is just our general open house, general information session on December 16th at 6 o'clock p.m. And then the following day, the Thursday, we're having a separate reception for Nest families as part of our Nest program. That's also at 6 o'clock p.m. on Thursday the 17th. So if you know anybody that is in 5th grade that is going to be looking for a school and applying to a school, please encourage them to come to our open house. You can register for it on our website or by going to that link at the bottom of this, which is really tiny. Go to our website, www.brooklynsea.org. All right. That's it for today. Please make sure that you take care of all of the next steps that you may have. Please make sure that you encourage your parents to take the next steps that they may have. A reminder to sign up for all the forms. Students complete all of your assessments, resolve NX codes, attend your live instruction, and most importantly, be safe and take care of yourself. All right. Have a great day. Have a wonderful weekend.